So do you feel like when you hit the ball, your ball goes too slow or you don't get enough racket head speed? Check this video out because we're gonna give you the best tips to improve the racket head speed on your forehand. Now, before we get into the video, we wanna thank you so much all the support that we had on the channel. So what we're gonna do is, we want you to comment on the comments below, who do you think is gonna be the winner on the men and women's side on the Wimbledon tournament? So we're gonna give you 48 hours to comment below, and between all the winners that we have out of the comments, we're gonna give one free shot analysis. So we'll contact you, you will send us a shot that you wanna improve, and we will analyze it for you and send it back to you so this way we can help you out with it. So you have 48 hours to comment below who do you think is gonna be the winners on the men's and women's side. So the first part that we're gonna focus on to get more racket head speed is improve your kinetic chain, okay? So you need to make sure that after you do the backswing, you use your legs, you use your hips, you use their body rotation, and the last moment you use your shoulder, arm, and racket to hit the ball properly. So how do we start? First of all, after the split step, you're gonna make sure that you turn your body and you use your legs, okay? So you're gonna turn, you're gonna do the backswing, you're gonna bend the legs, you're gonna take the racket back, and once we start the motion forward that we're about to hit the ball, we're gonna start the motion extending the legs. After extending the legs, we're gonna make sure that we turn our hip. So our hip is gonna end up looking forward towards the net. After our hip is gonna come our shoulder with our chest. So our chest is gonna turn looking forward after that. And after that, that's when our elbow, then the wrist, and then on the last moment, the racket goes forward. So it's so important to do all these things on the proper rhythm. If I do each of the things, let's say I get up with my legs, then I turn and then I hit, I'm not gonna have any kind of rhythm, and even if I did all the parts, I'm not gonna be able to generate power on the ball because there is no rhythm on it. So you need to make sure that you don't stop between the different parts of the kinetic chain. So as soon as you start getting up, you're gonna turn and you are gonna accelerate the racket. Now, the second very important thing that you're gonna need to focus on to get a lot of racket speed is keeping the elbow away from your body. As soon as you do the backswing, if you bring the elbow next to your body, what is gonna happen? You're not gonna be able to have enough backswing and enough follow through. Your follow through is gonna be super short here. You're gonna end up bringing the racket down and you're not gonna be able to generate power at all. So, in order to improve that, one very important key point that you need to focus on is on keeping the elbow away from your body when you do the backswing. Some players, they bring the elbow a little bit higher, some of them they bring it a little bit lower, but all of them, what they have in common is that they have the elbow far away from their body on the whole backswing, and the same on the follow through. They hit, and even on the follow through, they keep the elbow very far from the body, so this way the racket can travel and you can get enough racket head speed. If you hit, sometimes people bring the elbow back, they hit, and after they hit, they bring it next to their body. Again, the follow through is gonna be shorter and it's gonna be way harder to get a lot of racket head speed. So remember, keep the elbow away on the whole follow through, and once you finish the motion, then once you are here, then you can bring it next to your body and bend it to finish the motion. But that only happens once you relax the arm, not while you are hitting it or on the backswing. The biggest mistake that people do is bringing the elbow on the backswing, so on the follow through, the elbow is next to their body. So make sure you keep it away. So the last thing that we're gonna focus on to get more racket head speed is gonna be using the wrist lag. So again, like we talked about on another video, if you do the proper technique, if you keep the head of the racket up, as soon as you start doing your kinetic chain, the racket is gonna stay back naturally. You don't need to force yourself breaking the wrist and taking the racket back. So it's where you have this wrist lag on your forehand. So very important, open with the head of the racket up, and as soon as you start going forward, you're gonna see that if you do it on a good acceleration or a good racket speed, the racket is gonna drop by itself as soon as you start the motion forward. So make sure you don't force it and you stay very relaxed. As soon as you stay tight, if you feel tight on the forehand, you're gonna see that as soon as you start doing the kinetic chain, the racket is gonna stay next to your body instead of going back because your wrist is fixed right here. So make sure you are loose. You use the kinetic chain starting from the legs, and as soon as you accelerate forward, you're gonna see that the racket is gonna drop backwards by itself, and you're not gonna need to force it. So make sure that after the wrist is back, start opening the face of the racket, get the point of contact in front of you, because if the point of contact is behind you, it's gonna be hard to get power on the ball. So get the point of contact in front of you, and after you hit, keep accelerating the ball. So many players, they slow down their motion before they hit the ball. So what happens? Again, they lose control, and it's even harder to get the racket head speed. So even after you hit the ball, make sure you keep accelerating. So this way you're gonna make sure that you accelerate the racket on the point of contact, and then relax after you finish the motion. Okay, so now you're gonna see a few of my forehands, and you're gonna be able to see all these different parts that we're talking about, how to put them in practice on the forehand. So try to see all the different parts of them. And you are able to transfer your backhand from a weakness to a strength, to a possible extension on your game, and maybe transfer it even better than the.
So as I told you before, it's gonna rain. Let's go.